Okay, so you can see in the original swing here, the club gets really sucked behind and underneath the player here, very much underplaying. The face gets very closed, the club is working way behind. Once the club gets round there, obviously the face gets shut, the club gets very much out of balance. From this point onwards, there's a real reaction to where this club is, and the reaction is to try and get the club into a position to start to swing. So now it starts to get lifted up. As it raises up, you can see how the body starts to raise up as well, and you can see as the arms get lifted, the club points across the line and the face gets very closed. From here, now the club comes over the top, the plane has changed into a steeper plane, and there's a lot of hand action through the hip, and you can see even on the way through, the exit plane is very high. So there's 3 or 4 sort of planes going on there. There's more planes than delta at one point there, I think. If you look at this one here, with the plane perfect, there's no way you can get that start like that. There's no way you can suck the club behind you and get it under plane. This thing's going to work up on plane much quicker. You see that helps the toe rotate. It helps the club getting balance, which helps the club, get a little bit more sort of towards a target, and helps the club get much shorter in its swinging motion. The modern swing is much shorter than this long, loose thing. And you see what influence that has on your body. The shoulders are much steeper instead of this flat look about it. And from there, the club's going to hold onto that plane much better. And it really gives you the sort of feeling of the club staying more a single plane. And you see, even through the hit here, the club exits much lower. So it's doing all the right things. It's sending your body and your mind the right messages throughout this whole thing. That's just a few swings on that plane perfect machine here, and then watch what effect it has on your actual swing. If I compare your swing after a few swings on the plane perfect with that one there, let's get rid of a few of these lines and put a plane line in here. Okay, get these things started together. Okay, so this is fresh off the plane perfect here, and you can see the difference is self-explanatory. I mean, that club's going so much more up the line there. You can see the club staying much more in front of you, much more in balance at that point there. There could be a little bit more rotation in the face and a little bit more set in the club, but you can see the big picture is much better. You can see now how the club really just scribes its way and swings its way to the top of your swing, very uninhibited. So you get a sort of tighter look at the top. You get a shorter, wider, much more balanced look about it. The club's pointing more towards the target. The club face is much more neutral. From there it's really easy to slot the club back down. You can see how, as you change direction here, the left arm just stays against your chest and the arms work down. It gets in a really nice slot there compared to this sort of lean and this over-the-top look in your old one. And you can see how the club, starts to get behind your hands, are very trapped there at that point. There's no trapping of the club here in this new one. And this is literally after just a few minutes on this plane perfect thing, and it's by no means perfect, but you can see it's a massive improvement. And over a period of time, you could make some incredible progress on this thing. So I think it pretty much speaks for itself.